Good morning, Atlantis. And a special good morning to you today, Scooter.
Good morning, Houston. That's a great wake-up. I'd just like to say thanks for that song. I do miss waking up to the sound of my wife's voice. So thanks to you, Joe. Also, my family, Daniel, Alex, and Michael. I look forward to hearing the sound of all your voices when we come home. It's a great day here in space, looking out the windows, and we're looking forward to a great EVA. Thanks so much, Houston.
This is Mission Control Houston. Today's wake-up music, Sound of Your Voice by the Bare Naked Ladies. The song was played for Commander Scott Altman as Altman and his crew began their 8th day in space. And 2 astronauts, Drew Feustel and John Grunsfeld, get ready to perform a spacewalk on the Hubble Space Telescope for the last time.
How's it look out there, Drew? It looks dark. Anybody you want to say hello to? Yeah, I'd like to say hello to everybody watching, my family, and I'd like to say a special happy birthday to my father-in-law, Vijay Bhatnagar, up in Cornwall, Ontario. Wish him a warm, sunny, and enjoyable day. Outstanding. Here comes the sun, Drew. Sweet. Where am I headed? Port Sill.
Mission Specialist Drew Feustel making his way out of the shuttle's airlock to begin his 3rd spacewalk of the mission. Feustel will be wearing the all-white spacesuit today, which is how you'll be able to distinguish him from Mission Specialist John Grunsfeld, who will be wearing a spacesuit marked with a solid red stripe. Feustel and Grunsfeld will be working on replacing the 2nd set of batteries. These batteries in the telescope's Bay 3 for the first step of their spacewalk, and then later working to replace one of 3 fine guidance sensors.
Good check, Drew.
And then adding some insulation to the space telescope.
Okay, it's in work.
We're getting video now from the spacewalkers' helmet cameras. You can tell the difference between the 2 views by the numbers embossed in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Mission Specialist Drew Feustel's view is designated with a 20, and Mission Specialist John Grunsfeld will have a 19 in the bottom of his screen. And there's Mission Specialist John Grunsfeld making his way out of the airlock now.
Looking good. Tether up over your helmet there. Just. Yep.
Again, as you can see, Grunsfeld is wearing the suit with the solid red stripe.
It's the nice setup. It's tilted back, I think. If I just tilt it out all the way. Yeah. Got it? Okay, let me get a tether on it. Okay. Here. Come this way. Your tether. Got a tether, the gate's closed. You got your hand, I'm going to release mine. You got it. Thank you very much. All yours, thank you.
Ready to maneuver, John?
Ready to maneuver, Megan.
Here we go.
Bueno, I'm headed for the bat. Copy.
As you can see, Mission Specialist John Grunsfeld is now safely on the shuttle's robotic arm, which is being driven by Mission Specialist Megan MacArthur inside the shuttle's cabin. Let's see from Mission Specialist John Grunsfeld's helmet camera, looking directly at the Bay 3 that he'll be working in to replace the batteries inside. Directly to the left of it is the Bay 2, where Mike Massimino and Mike Good replaced batteries during the 2nd spacewalk of the mission.
Should be a yard 12.
While Grunsfeld is working here at Bay 3 to open the doors and get access to the batteries, Mission Specialist Drew Feustel is working at the super lightweight interchangeable carrier to prepare the new battery.
Okay, how many turns to find out do you want? On the others, we'll take 6 turns nominally. Okay, thank you. 1. 2. Okay, lower left is open. Megan, if you could take me up to the top bolt. Top bolt. And as you do that, to my left about 4 inches, please.
And left 4 inches.
Let's Good right there, Megan.
Motion stop.
Okay, good Cal, good LEDs, 41.32 on the battery. Megan, away from the telescope slowly.
Slowly away.
Only about 1 foot, and I should be able to clear the door.
Copy.
4 on 2, Bueno. That's plenty.
Motion stop.
Thank you. Copy 4 on 2. P1A is demated. 2 is demated.
Grunsfeld reporting that he's got the 6 electrical connections demated on the P3 battery module.
1. 4. Bolt 6 is out. Copy 5 and 6. Last bolt is free, Bueno, and the battery is releasing. Copy. Oh, nice silhouette on the door. What a beautiful spaceship we're on, guys.
View from Mission Specialist John Grunsfeld's helmet camera, now holding both the new and the old batteries, getting ready to hand the old back to Drew Feustel, and then make his way back to the telescope Space 3 to install the new one.
John, on your way, can you inspect the connectors? Yep, I did. The connectors look clean, no thought. Copy. And Houston, are you happy with the wireless views?
Atlantis Houston, we're happy with those views. Thanks.
Thanks, Houston. And John, you have a go to close the door. Hey, Megan, could you move me to my left?
Coming left.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, Bueno, happy to report good liveness test on the Bay 3 battery. You have a go for the L12 steps in step 13, your column.
Copy a go on step 13, my column. Thanks, Dan. Good torque on the lower bolt. Okay, say again, turns, John? 3 turns. I think is what I took out of it. Okay, copy. 3 turns, good torque on the lower bolt. Sounds great, John. Really nice work on batteries, guys. Liveness test is good, as you heard, so we're on our way here today. FGS is next. I have PGT settings when you're ready, John. I am ready. Alpha 4. Alpha 4. Counterclockwise 2. Counterclockwise 2. 23.5. 23.5. Hello, John. Hello, Drew. Megan, you can start taking me in. 5, 6. I stopped at a little over 6 because I can see that the stop bolt is up against the pivot nut. Good job, John. Let's see if we can get that other latch bolt to behave. Yeah, I'm just going to pop this one out. I don't want to touch it with the grease. Okay, it's out of the bathtub. Copy. Okay.
Flying across the Texas coast, headed across the Gulf of Mexico. The 2 astronauts 2 hours, 2 minutes into today's final spacewalk to service the Hubble Space Telescope.
That's a great job.
Copy aft, John.
Clear the trunnion. The slip. Looks like give it a tail slip. Give it a good push, right? Yeah. But it looks like the jaws are out. Yeah, I saw him move out. MTL slip, man. MTL slip at 38. Houston, I'll ask for EVA.
Go ahead for EVA.
John's going to try again with the EVA ratchet and setting of 38. I'm looking on page 16-55, Dan. Step 4 says A-latch fails to disengage. I think that's where we are. We would need to use a contingency MTL, which is luckily on the tool handle today, if you agree.
Yeah, we copy and we concur with that.
Per the procedures, to break the torque, they'll switch to the torque limiter, an extra additional tool they have on the tool caddy on the stanchion as part of the portable foot restraint on the end of the shuttle's robot arm.
Did a pull check and it came off. In the old one on the post. Stop there. I'm going to try and do it without extending it. Yeah. I think I can do that. Megan, you may get some slippage.
Copy.
Oh, no. Flipping. Copy. Flipping. Copy.
Atlantis Houston for EVA.
All right, give it. Go ahead, Dan.
MS, you have a go to remove the contingency MTL, and we just want to make sure that John applies the torque to the ratchet straight through the socket smoothly and evenly as opposed to a sharp impulse.
Copy, Dan. Good word. So that will be the next step as opposed to what I'm looking at for step 2. Okay?
Yeah, that's affirmed.
Thanks, Dan. Deja vu. Okay. John, did you copy Dan's words? Yep. And you know that...
Coming away from the telescope.
You know that as well, John, but of course try to make it smoothly and try to avoid an impulse if possible. Roger that. That's good, Megan. Up there. I can be it.
Free-floating astronaut for today's spacewalk, Drew Feustel, on his third EVA or third spacewalk, and John Grunsfeld in a foot restraint on the end of the shuttle's robotic arm on his third spacewalk of this mission as well, his 8th spacewalk in total.
Yeah, ratchet and brought it up here.
He's swapping out the multi-setting torque limiter, and he'll attempt once again to basically use a direct drive approach to break the torque on the A-latch that's holding the fine guidance sensor in the slot on the telescope. In this view, just around to the right side, the quadrant is the plus V3 side of the telescope.
Check on the short adjustable. It's in the jaws. Turn the leash in direction. You want to come left a little bit, or is that good? I think that's good. I'm going to reach across. Okay. And then use my bicep. Okay? Here we go, man. Go ahead, John. Good luck. Think you got it. Something happened? I think you got it. Yep. Okay. And it's moving. Great job. I'm going to go for a full half turn. Very good, John. All right. Okay. How about I put the 38 back on? What do you think? Sure. Let me... yeah, John, you're going to need that when you get down to the F side. That's right. Okay. Megan, would you take me back out, please? Back to our regularly scheduled programming. There we go. Can you call my boot clearance for me? Yeah, I see 1.5 feet.
I can see good clearance on your boot plate. How much closer do you need to get?
Give me a couple more inches if you would.
Copy.
rough strip. Strip is clear. First roller out. Maybe on the way back in, we'll start you a little higher. Okay? Yeah. You can see the top. Okay. Hit that rear end down slightly. There you go. It's tight. Okay, coming out. Now you're out of the lip of the telescope. Mirror's got about 6 inches to go. The mirror clean? Not yet. Close. It's coming through the opening. Is it clean? Oh, yeah. The mirror's clean. Very clean. Very clean. Good. Beautiful. And the mirror is now clear, just coming outside the telescope. Okay? You are clear to continue and increase the rate out. Yep, you can increase the rate, Megan.
Copy, picking up the rate.
What a beautiful view. And we got some good shots, including IMAX footage. Excellent. I was worried about that with the sun going down. In 3D.
John Grunsfeld being maneuvered on the end of the shuttle's robotic arm by Megan MacArthur to temporarily stow the fine guidance sensor just removed from the telescope. That sensor will be returning home once the new FGS is installed in its place on the telescope.
Pass on at the F site. Roger, I see you at the F site. Please open the lid, Drew. 3 latches. Good work.
Drew Feustel now down at the fine guidance sensor protective enclosure. He's opening that enclosure to expose the new replacement unit.
Yeah, wow. And you can even let go of it. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Okay, stop right there.
John Grunsfeld assisting with the final connectors on the port or the left side of the new fine guidance sensor.
That one's kind of tight. That has a lot of pins. Yeah, a lot of sockets to me. Okay, E6. Sockets clean. Tether is clear. You can let go, John. Okay.
At 3 hours, 21 minutes into the spacewalk, 10:41 a.m. The new fine guidance sensor connections are complete. The new unit is now installed in the telescope.
Megan, you can start down slowly.
Copy, coming down slow.
Looking good, John. Thanks. The mirror is level with the top of the outside lid. Instrument at the top lip.
This is Mission Control Houston. The great news from the Space Telescope Operations Control Center. They've had a good aliveness test, and on the newly installed fine guidance sensor, that task is complete. The crew also was given the good news to press on for the to complete the final task of the Hubble servicing mission. That is to install 3 outer blankets on 3 of the equipment bays above the aft shroud area of the telescope. The order of preference, Bay 5, Bay 8, and then Bay 7. Drew Feustel, the free-floating astronaut at the base of the Hubble Space Telescope, the stowage location for these new outer blanket layers. The insulation has degraded somewhat over areas of the telescope. Several of these have been installed on previous servicing missions. Today, the final task of the final EVA of the final Hubble servicing mission sees the installation of 3 more of these outer blanket layers to protect the equipment bays on the telescope. The equipment bays located just above the aft shroud of Hubble, where all of the science instruments are located. The first outer blanket layer to be installed will be Noble 5. That equipment bay pointed directly toward the crew compartment.
Ready to go up, John? I'm going to stop here. I'll get it over the handrail. A moment. Pushing it. Okay. Okay, Scooter, can you move me up another 3 inches, please? Okay, 3 up. Thank you. Okay, just watch out for the boom. I'm watching it. Okay, you're clear. I feel you. Good 1.5 feet to the right of it, John. Okay. Looks good. All 4 vent plugs are installed, Bueno. Get her back down 2 feet. Down 2. Okay, release the 3 radiator cover latches. Okay, 1, 2, you can stop here, Scooter. 3. Stop. Open the cover and re-engage the latches. Okay. It's benign. I can tether it to me and... Can you take me in towards the telescope about 3 inches, Megan? Towards the telescope. Thanks. Trunnions clear. Copy. Bell send the cross step harness. Mission step. Thanks, Megan. Okay, and towards my right, about 2.5 feet.
To your right, 2.5 feet.
Megan, could you take me up?
Coming up.
And John, just try to pull it up as flat against there as you can. Yep. Definitely sticky. The top's not stuck down, so be careful that it doesn't come popping off on you real quick. Yep. Okay, it's getting easier now as the area goes down. Getting ready. Okay, you can stop, Megan.
Motion stopped.
There you go. Okay. Get these latches. So you can release the latches and close the radiator. Okay, I can get the middle, the right. I'm going to try and get the left. I have room. I can get it as I come down. Get it. Okay, Megan, can you start me down, please? Quick. We are clear of the keel pin.
Coming down.
There are 2 rollers next. Got it. There are 2 small flecks of MOI. Got caught on the backside here, but they're insignificant. Copy. Okay, I'm looking at the guide pin, and it's down. Stop there, Megan.
Motion stopped.
And 3 latches going on, Bueno. Copy. It's on the guide pins, and you've engaged 3 latches. Yep. Roller. Roller's ready. Okay, got the roller. Okay, John, I think you know what to do. Yep, rolling. Rolling, rolling. everybody sing along. Sing along. Rolling, 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 and doggy rolling.
The second of 3 new outer blanket layers now installed. The 2 highest priorities, Bay 5 and Bay 8, are complete.
Handle with the spare tether and try and put it under a bungee. Sounds good.
1 bonus outer blanket layer for the equipment Bay 7, which protects the solar array drive electronics system, is the final task for the Hubble servicing mission. As far as EVAs are concerned, this will complete all of the tasks. Effectively, all of the tasks have been completed. Bay 7 is a bonus, and the crew's been given a go for the installation of the new outer blanket layer across or over Bay 7. John Grunsfeld being driven down on the end of the robotic arm to join Drew Feustel in the forward portion of the payload bay. They've just completed a full tool inventory. Now that the spacewalk is wrapping up, the final spacewalk to service the Hubble Space Telescope is complete. They'll have a fairly extensive cleanup of the payload bay, and that starts with a full tool inventory before they start closing out all of the other work sites, including stowing the manipulator foot restraint at stanchion, and also configuring the telescope as well by removing the berthing and positioning system post, the support post, and also removing the low-gain antenna cover that they put in place on the first spacewalk to protect it against any inadvertent contact.
The plate tether is now stowed. Hey, John, can you stow it on that little hook right in front of you? Here? Yeah, that's, I think. Oh, that's the landing. Oh, is it? Okay. That's not the one that it latches on when we close it? No, that's at the top. Okay. That's the one above it. Okay, thanks. Second, I'm ready to go.
Here we go.
Copy, 7 will cover plate tether. On my way. Okay, so, and I'm gonna, am I tethering to it and this ring? Yep. Yeah, okay. On the PC. Yep. That looks better. Am I clear of the telescope? You are at, yeah, you can come right down in there now, I think. Okay, this is where I get my helmet snag.
As the crew continues with final cleanup activities in the payload bay, the steps underway are to stow the manipulator foot restraint. It is no longer required for this mission, and so they are going to remove that from the end of the shuttle's robotic arm.
Andrew, you have a tether from the MFO to the APC, right? I do. Okay, do you have a good place to hold on to? I'm holding on to handrail now, yeah. Okay, I'm going to go low then.
Meanwhile, telescope activation procedures are underway in coordination with Commander Scott Altman up on the flight deck, and the next steps will be to deploy the high gain antenna that were stowed before Atlantis arrived for grapple of the telescope. Those high gain antennas will be deployed, and then the telescope will be rotated back to the minus V3 forward position, which essentially is how the whole servicing mission began. And then solar rays will be slewed to the 90-degree position, basically perpendicular to the body of the telescope, and that will be the positioned so that the brand new battery modules that were installed in the telescope on EVAs 2 and 5 can begin charging before they get a good charge before the telescope is released tomorrow.
Atlantis Houston at Air Ground 2, no need to respond. The high gain antennas are deploying.
Houston, we see them out the window, although not on the well, now the display is changing.
And Atlantis' airlock now repressurizing at 2:22 Central Time this afternoon, making the official time for today's 5th spacewalk of the mission 7 hours and 2 minutes in length.
Spectacular. Yep. Really started out great with the battery test.
And Houston, looks like it's a while till we get into attitude.
It was good. You guys got everything done.
You concur, we'll go free.
The thing is, we didn't get everything done yesterday, right? We had one thing that we didn't get done. We didn't get this blanket that we had to put on. We didn't get that done, and you guys were able to pick it up and do that and everything else that we had on our plate.
Yep, we put batteries in,
right.
wide field, the FGS in, fine guidance sensor.
Right.
Then we wrapped Hubble in a blanket.
You wrapped it in a blanket and kissed it goodbye.
Yep, literally.
And kissed it goodbye, gave it a kiss goodbye.
Yep.
All right, so there was before we flew, there was these questions about the last man to touch Hubble, who's going to be the last man or woman to touch Hubble.
Yeah.
Megan, you're going to get to touch it with the arm tomorrow.
I think we agreed it's Megan.
It's Megan because she's going to do it with the arm. But you two guys are out there, and John, I'm the witness on this. You actually were the last guy to pat it goodbye. What were you thinking when you patted Hubble goodbye? What was going through your mind?
Happy voyages. I hope everything that we did worked.
What else? Anything else? I mean, it must have been a lot of personal satisfaction, too, that we had gotten everything done. And, this instrument, that's such a wonderful instrument that you've worked on and with and, for so long. It means so much to you. I mean, that must have been pretty emotional out there in that last few minutes. Huh?
It was. It's hard not to think of Hubble as something alive. But, I really was thinking of Hubble as a friend.
Yeah.